These are good times, a time for living, an adventure that has no serious future beyond Sunday afternoon. Then, somewhere, it's hard to say exactly where or when, the game simply is no longer a game. It becomes a man's life. The minor leaguers join the majors. Hard cash replaces the Lovers' Cup trophy. And that escalation that drives us all is off and running. You can see it happen on the local drag strip. And if you look hard enough, you can see tomorrow's Andretti's, Foyts, and Unzers there too.
Once upon a week. Once you got the beat of moving faster to make that wheel know you're the master. You gotta know you might never come down.
Each category of racing has its own ladder of success. At the top of the world of big stock cars is Richard Petty, who's won more major stock car races than anyone in history.
Well, if there was any race that we'd get up for, it would be probably Daytona Beach or something like this, which is probably the biggest prestige race we have.
I was born with a silver wheel in my mouth, and when I got old enough I drove it south, down to the dirt tracks to get a start. I didn't know a lot about racing, but I talked the part, and they said, put your wheels where your mouth is, boy. So I moved right on up to a $50 car with a few thousand more. I knew I'd be a star with a hopped up, propped up, clunky wreck. I knew it wasn't much, but it was racing. And I said, Daytona, you're next. Well, I ate dust and bad food, drank from a jar. And when things got bad, I even slept in that car with a drip pan, dirty nails, and grease in my hair. I knew it wasn't much, but it was racing. But I didn't know where, and I still don't. I've been a pit man, a flag man, a gas man, a tow man, many a man just to run a car. I haven't had a run of luck to get me far. I know it ain't much, but it's racing, and someday I'm gonna be a star. All right, boys, let's roll it on out. Oh, that's a pretty machine.
Enclosed bodies, brute power, and some of the best drivers from Europe and North America. This is the Can-Am plateau of racing.
You can't appreciate what tremendous satisfaction it is to get one particular corner right.
Driving a car, not just sheer speed, but the exhilaration of the control of a vehicle, the control of speed. It is a great art to driving a racing car. It's an art of balance and feeling and understanding of the machine, and you feel it through your hands and through the seat of your pants.
The championship trail is the road to the Indianapolis 500. Open-wheel cars that every time out teach their drivers a little more about racing.
If you start spinning, or about the only thing you can do is just stand on the brakes and hope for the best, because the car's got a mind of its own and it's going to go where it wants.
I think my goal specifically, I would like to win the Indianapolis 500, and eventually I'd like to win the World Championship in a Formula One car.
Said one thing one time. He said, at the end of the Indianapolis race, he said, well, how did it go? And he said, well, I guess I took a couple of chances that I shouldn't have. Or, you know, what did he mean by that? And do you think that's part of the drive, that in order to win the races, you really do have to take those chances?
Somebody that's been in a sport a long time, you're comfortable at 150 miles an hour. That doesn't seem fast, and you make decisions at that speed and with things going by like that. So it's like driving your family car downtown on the freeway.
I'm not in really as much of a danger as some people might think.
And I'm willing to take the risk.
But when I get into situations that are close or scary on the racetrack involving other cars, that can be frightening.
Fashioned after Indianapolis, but with a new flair for glamour and style in the California sun, this is Hollywood's version of championship racing. The track itself cost $25 million. And for opening day, spectators bought 180,000 tickets to be part of a once-in-a-lifetime race at the Ontario Motor Speedway, the first California 500.
I'm 70 years old, and this is undoubtedly the most exciting experience of my whole life. And I know when they say, "Gentlemen, start your motors," I'm going to cry.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Top names in racing lead the way. Then near the end of the race, the favorites started dropping out. Overheating, engines ruined, suspension gone. And the inaugural California 500 became a Cinderella story. At the finish, in car number 14, Jim McElreath is the winner. One of the oldest drivers in the track, a man who had never won a major race in over 20 years, competing against the biggest prize winners of them all. He stayed in and hung on. A cautious man who played it right and won.
Make the presentation to the first winner here in Ontario. Governor?
This is really a very proud moment for all of California.
The place is Europe, or it can be Canada, South Africa, the United States. But more than glamorous names and places, it is a state of mind, an expression of the ultimate in racing, the Formula One World Driving Championships, the Grand Prix. From Nürburgring to Germany to the Players Grand Prix sanctioned by the Canadian Automobile Sports Club, this is the top.